before I clean house my Instagram, I had over 400 posts.
Okay.
Instagram. So I was never scared to post. I posted every day. I kept everything on my page. You know, they got companies when they go to their page, they want to see that you're a person that can post content consistently, keep the people engaged, and post great content. If you go on your page and they want to see football stuff, pictures of you, they're not going to take that. They need someone that's unique and versatile that can post different things.
Okay.
Malik's First Job Podcast, here to answer any questions that y'all ask. Financial literacy and resources. Parents and young people becoming bosses. CEOs, future leaders, entrepreneurs. Conferences and boardrooms getting sponsors secured. If you want generational wealth, Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip with information to help. Malik's First Job Podcast. Malik's Podcast. Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip. Kerwin Phillip. Malik's First Job Podcast. Podcast. Brooklyn's own Kerwin Phillip. Generational wealth.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all doing? This is Kerwin Phillip here with another episode of the Malik's First Job Podcast, where we talk about leadership, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy. And again, as always, got another great guest here today. Got my brother Rayquan Smith. You know, he's known as the king of NILs. And before we get started, I'm just going to read a short bio about, Rayquan and his background. So Rayquan is from Richmond, Virginia, is a multi-sport athlete and entrepreneur. And as I mentioned before, he's known as the king of NILs. During his collegiate career, he played football and ran track at Norfolk State University. Um, Also, with the oncoming advent of NILs, he was able to leverage it and amass over 80 NIL partnerships with a lot of prominent brands. So today we're going to have a conversation about his background in sports and how he's able to build his NIL platform. Let's go ahead and welcome Rayquan Smith to the Malik's First Job Podcast, man. How you doing there, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm well. I'm well. So just to kind of give people, I guess, some perspective, right? I guess on how you started. Can you share, I guess, how you got started in the sports and just share a little bit about your background, how you got started in sports.
I started playing sports at an early age. I'll say around like 5 years old.
Okay.
Flag football. I did flag football, and then I changed over to so I did flag football and basketball at the time. I feel like basketball was it was a fun sport. I like playing basketball. One of the better sports growing up. But I knew like at an early age I wasn't gonna be as tall. So like,
Okay.
it was a business decision. So I just kept playing football. Uh, then from there I ran track, started in seventh grade.
Hmm.
Um, very fast, very fast. So I was
Okay.
like, maybe I need to bump it up. So in eighth grade, instead of running track in middle school, I went to high school and ran track there in eighth grade. Ran some good times with some college athletes.
Right.
And I knew when I get to high school, I know I'm gonna be one of them guys that I could fit in the mix and be one of the top guys one of these time. So just playing football at an early age, and if coming from a family that plays football and runs track and just playing sports all around, I know it's gonna be my genetics and blood.
Okay. Okay. So I guess your family has a big sports background.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So like, did your parents, other family members, were into sports?
I'll say all of them. My oldest brother played basketball. My second oldest, I got four brothers. So my oldest brother played basketball. The second oldest played basketball. The third one in the middle played baseball, football. I think that's all.
Okay.
Then me, I played football and ran track. My youngest brother played football and ran track. He runs track. He throws at North State right now. So
Okay.
my mom ran track and my dad ran track and played football. So
Oh, nice. Nice.
it's
Nice.
it's all in and around the circle.
Okay. So, well, why didn't you pursue basketball? I guess you say because you didn't have the height.
I ain't know I'm gonna have a height. My mom was like 5'6", dad was like 5'5". Then
Uh,
they're not gonna come out to be 5'9". So that was a blessing.
okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. So, how did I guess your background in sports kind of, help shape that journey into the whole NIL platform?
Uh, I wouldn't. To be honest, it didn't shape really nothing. I mean, the NIL really came from just me, just being me.
Okay.
I was just doing stuff. I didn't know nothing about really NIL and what NIL it was like because the Norfolk State didn't tell us.
Hmm.
I did my own research on my own.
Okay.
So I just didn't know nothing about it. So me knowing me and how I did stuff when I was in high school trying to get recruited for college, I used to send out mass emails to college coaches to get recruited.
Hmm.
I felt it was the same thing with NL. I sent out mass formats and DMs and emails to companies to get brand deals.
Okay.
The worst thing a college coach could say is no, thank you, we were full. Worst thing a brand could say is no.
Right.
So
Right.
it's keep pushing, keep moving. It's that one person say yes.
All right. So I guess at what point were you introduced? Like, when did you first hear the term NIL? And then what made you want to get started in pursuing it?
The day before it happened.
Oh wow. So you
Yeah,
moved quick
yeah.
on it.
So NIL came out July 1st. I didn't figure out to the day before around like 10 p.m.
Okay.
So somebody was posting on Instagram talking about how names likeness is coming through next tomorrow. It's all on Instagram because I follow a lot of people from colleges that bigger time like Power Five and everything. So they was posting stuff about it, and I
Mhm.
ain't know nothing about it. So I just typed them on Google, read about it, see what it was, and once I figured it was, I bet I already had like a good social media following on TikTok and a
Mhm.
decent amount on Instagram. I'm like, well, I might well take my chance. So
Right.
wrote like a format up saying, "Hey, my name is Rayquan Smith. Hey, running back at Norfolk State. I'm HBCU made. I like to, do a partnership or slash sponsorship with you in my contact information. And I take that format and I just I sent to like 100 companies that night. Went to sleep, woke up, and only three responded. Two was basically say no, and one was like, yeah, they'll do it, and they sent us a product. And when they sent the product, all they do was post, and that was all. And that was from Smart Cups
All right. So did you sent like DMs through Instagram or did you get the email addresses?
through Instagram because I mean I'm on Instagram. I got a good amount of followers. I'm thinking like, okay, they might look at me.
Right. Right. So how did you come up with the list of 100? You just did like 100 random
I would
companies?
just so I found one company. So when you look at companies, they got your just accounts.
Hmm.
So I'll just go to that account. Oh, it's your just account. Okay, oh, let me go to this one. Keep going. Oh, let me go to this one. I was just going through random accounts,
Okay.
finding companies. I was just picking anything. If I wore the clothes before, if I drank the drink before, if I ate the candy, if I ate the chips, yeah. If I did anything around that name, I know I was going to just DM them. Never know what happened. So, I still got my DMs from 2021. If you could type it up, what you type on Instagram now, you can go back and see everything that you went back and did. So I'm like, dang, I was up all night doing this.
Wow. 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 So you got the first one, right?
Hmm.
Well, you said what that's secure cups?
Smart cups.
Smart cups, my fault. Right. So then okay, you got that first one. Then what led to the second and third that led up to the 80?
Seen this Power Five athlete. I forgot his name, but he posted something. It was a tea company, and he got 500K just to promote it. I'm like, dang, 500K just to promote something. I said, yeah, this is crazy.
Right.
I said, look, I know I ain't getting that because if he's at a bigger school, I'm not that big school. They know him, I don't know me. So
Right.
I'm like, hey, maybe I can find a different way to find the same amount of money. So I said, well, let me try to get a lot of brand deals to equal out the same amount of money.
Okay.
So I was just trying to just get a lot of brand deals to equal out the money and everything.
Okay. Okay. So which one was like what was your second brand deal that you got?
I don't know.
You
I
can't
don't,
remember?
I don't remember. I know
Okay.
it was. I got different little small birds after that. I know the biggest brand deal that came through that 1 month range was East Bay.
Oh
Once I got
wow.
once I got the East Bay deal, my life was really never the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
it was
did other companies like follow behind East Bay?
it definitely did it because now they trying to figure out okay who is this person?
Uh-huh.
Why did East Bay work with him? So now everybody want to work with me and trying to figure out this and that. And I had a lot of interviews, a lot of news companies want to reach out to me. It was someone's this is August. So it happened in July. I got the East Bay deal towards the end of July. I did a video in August, posted by mid-August. That's when then it just blew up.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
I was the first HBCU athlete to to sign with a shoe giant. So then like every life was just different.
Wow. 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 Now I know we got kind of ahead, but for people who aren't really sure about what NIL is, can you kind of elaborate exactly what that is?
So NIL is name, image, likeness, where you can get paid by companies or sponsorship or partnership, partner with different companies to get money or brand deals or product. Uh, when I was doing the 2021, it was a little different than what it is now.
Okay.
It shifted a little bit where you still can get brand deals, but it's just gonna be a little harder because now companies know like they're gonna be reaching out to like people that they see value in.
Mm.
At the time, they were just reaching out to people or just doing so to people because they ain't know nothing about it. So they didn't know what would work and what wouldn't work.
Okay.
But now companies want that R&I and they want that return investment.
Right.
So, it's just a little shift different now. You got collectors involved. It's a lot of stuff involved different now, but the main goal is to well, the main goal for me, what I tell people is building that connection and networking with different companies because after this over and it's said and done, you still want to have the connection. So you might be joining a team or working with them after that. And like, so building a connection and networking is definitely key with the
Okay.
NIL deals.
Word. That's what's up. That's what's up. So, that's again, it's a hot term right now. We have like a lot of athletes that are interested in landing different NIL deals. So, what are some tips or some advice you would give to like young athletes that are saying, you know what, I want to prepare myself to be able to land some of these NIL deals? Like, what should they be doing?
Can't be scared of post on social media. Before I clean house my social media because like I said, I'm done with NIL. I graduated in May and I'll be done with college up before. Before I clean house my Instagram, I had over 400 posts.
Okay.
Instagram. So I was never scared to post. I posted every day. I kept everything on my page. They got companies when they go to their page, they want to see that you're a person that can post content consistently, keep the people engaged, and post great content. If you go on your page and they only see football stuff, pictures of you, they're not going to take that. They need someone that's unique and versatile that can post different things.
Okay. Okay. Like, so what kind of content were you posting like when you were, when you was active?
Everything, everything I do, everything you do is content.
Okay.
You walking outside to go to a gym or any nigga's content that you think you can put together and make it a little real and people enjoy watching it and to see how day in life, get ready with me, workout day, come work out with me, come bowling with me, come cook with me. I can't cook, but people find it funny because I can't cook.
Right.
Me dancing, me interacting with my teammates, doing spelling bee challenges, me doing random questions that people got to get the right answer to, like stuff like that. They keep people engaged.
Okay. Okay. Now, outside of NIL, how important is posting when it comes to the whole college recruitment process? Like,
Mm.
like coach looking for the same type of content, or are they strictly looking for the football stuff?
Um, I think when it comes to I ain't get recruited since 2018, so that's a long. I think the landscape probably changed a little bit. But I
Okay.
mean, when I was in there, I mean, I always used to post my highlights on Twitter
Hmm.
and just kept it moving and DM coaches.
Right.
I just kept it simple. Like, Twitter was my main source for business.
Sure.
I used to use Twitter for like, if I want to get recruited, I use Twitter for that. Instagram. I use that for my personal life and all that stuff. But Twitter was business and everything. It still is business. I
Mhm.
post everything I need to post to, like I'm some to get ready what I'm doing right now and get ready for the draft and everything. I post all my draft stuff on there because I know scouts got Twitters. People can retweet stuff and it blow up faster for you to get noticed and everything. So I use Twitter as like more of a business purposes.
Right. 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 So Twitter was the business, I guess for the recruitment piece, but
Yeah.
then Instagram is more the
Yeah.
personal reflection of who Rayquan Smith was or is, right? Okay, cool, cool. So now how are you able to balance like school, sports, and managing these different NIL deals?
Because my freshman year of college, I had a hard time balancing sports and just classes at the same time, social life.
Hmm.
GPA was a little going down just a little bit. So I had to figure out how to manage everything. And once I did, it was easy. Once COVID hit, I learned how to just manage different things because I was working, I was still working out, I was still, having a social life during that COVID time. So that right there showed me like, if you really want something, you really just got to just put effort into doing it. Like there's no excuses if you really want to do something. So like I tell people like if you want to do it, then do it. You can't
Okay.
make excuses. You gotta find a way. You gotta find a way. Even if that's just sacrifice something else to do this. You gotta
Mhm.
find a way. At the end of the day, it's gonna pay off if you do it the right way.
Yeah, true, true that, true that. You know. Um, so what are like some of the misconceptions around NIL deals? Because everybody's, the term is being thrown around so much, kids want to get involved. But what are some like what are the misconceptions people think, that are out there?
That people think, I don't know, so like at different levels it matters. Uh, but people feel like you have to play in the game to get deals.
Okay.
You have to be a star athlete to get deals.
Mm.
I know a lot of people that sat on the bench, didn't play, were just on the team and got more deals than people that played.
Oh wow. Wow.
So it's about how you can influence other athletes on your platforms. If you can influence people and make great content, they're gonna pick you over them because you have a bigger audience influence around you than people that actually plays that doesn't.
Okay. Okay.
So that's one key thing. Another key thing is it's not about the money. You know, people think when they hear NIL is money. No, NIL is supposed to be something that you can leverage your name's likeness. You can leverage deals. You can leverage things. So you can leverage product. You can leverage money. You can leverage money and product, or you could just leverage connections and businesses and networking.
Okay.
So keep that in mind too as well. Like, is it when I first started, I thought about the money. I thought I want money. But then when
Right.
you really get into that business side and really think about it, like, dang, I need I need a network, I need a business, I need that connection because what if I want to do something in this field later on in life? Like I need to build that connection, that relationship with that person. Because you never know where he might go up and
Mhm.
he might want to take me with him. Just
Right.
got a connection right now. So just keep that connection and everything. And people gonna remember that relationship they built with somebody through their college experience.
Malik's first job, Financial Principles for Teens, is an excellent resource to get your children started on understanding the basics of financial literacy. This book, which is set in Brownsville, Brooklyn, about a young man who gets his first job and then shortly thereafter sits down with his dad to learn how to manage his money. There are several topics that are covered within this work, such as paying yourself first, disciplining your spending, knowing the difference between an asset and a liability, creating multiple sources of income, as well as the importance of being charitable. So, again, if you want to get your children started on understanding finance and becoming responsible adults, we highly recommend that you purchase the book, Malik's First Job, Financial Principles for Teens. So please visit maliksfirstjob.com to get more information. Peace. That's one thing that I try to emphasize, like a lot of young people, the importance of building relationships, right? Can you kind of elaborate a little bit more about that? Like, how certain relationships have gotten you a step further ahead in certain areas?
The relationships definitely got me into bigger doors that I didn't even think I could get into, but just me having relationships and just connections just got me in the doors. Like I would never thought I would do like a podcast with Kevin Garnett, KG certified, but just having a relationships connections with people and they mentioned my name to him about a college athlete that's doing good.
Yeah.
And they flew me out and I got on their show and everything. So like just having somebody having a good word about you when the first thing come at NIL, or just when they hear HBCU and they hear NIL, and I'm the first person they think about, that's always gonna be a good thing because they all gonna come to me first. They're all
Right.
gonna come to me and make sure like I'm good. I check on them. If they got something going on and they want to do it NIL and they want to do it with an HBCU athlete,
Yeah.
gonna come to me first
Yeah.
off the back because they know what I did. They know my journey, know my story. They're gonna look me up on Google. They're gonna read through, and they're gonna have to.
Right.
Because if they don't, they're gonna miss an opportunity that they probably don't want to miss.
True that. True that. True that. So with you being like the trailblazer, right? I think, as you mentioned, um, you're the first one from an HBCU to get this notoriety, right? You're the first one, I think, either across the board, either whether HBC or PWI, your name when it comes to NIL, your name comes up first.
Yeah.
You know, um, with that experience, like what kind of challenges did you face along the way, or setbacks with
Uh,
the whole NIL deal?
uh, I'd say mostly just personal things. Is like know who you around, your friends. the negativity that you're gonna get.
Hmm.
It's always gonna be negativity. It's gonna be hatred. It's always gonna be different things. They're gonna be nitpicking to bring you down. But you just gotta focus on you and
Right.
what you want to accomplish. You can't worry about everybody else and outside noise and everything.
Yeah.
Because this the lifestyle that you pick, so you have to deal with it. So it never affects me because this is what I chose to do.
Okay.
Like it can never affect me because this is what I want to do. I know how to do it. And my biggest thing is people go through worse things.
Okay.
So this is nothing. People go through way worse things. So this ain't nothing to me.
Right. 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 And then, with all these deals coming in, I know you probably had like an influx of cash, right? That you was able to actually leverage earlier. Like, what type of financial lessons did you learn along the way?
Oh my. I, let me tell. I was only. I think I was only like 19 when I first started.
Okay.
I was 19 when I first started turning 20. So I'm only 21 yet. And I'm 23 now.
Okay.
So at that early age, 19 to 20, is like when you see money that you never seen before in a while, it's
Mhm.
like you just do stuff that you ain't supposed to be doing.
Okay.
I was spending it. I was having fun. Then taxes start rolling around. You got paid on taxes. Luckily, I have enough money saved that I could pay it off. But uh, I found a different way in 2021 where no, I said 2021. I found a different way in when I turned 21 where if I get an LLC,
Hmm.
it'd be easy for me to get an LLC, set up a business account, make sure my funds run through the LLC. So when it take taxes already and everything, so Uncle Sam don't gotta be coming down my back and everything with
Right.
all that. And try to make sure when you get paid from these NILs, get paid in one bank account. So when it's time for tax time, you don't have PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, all the pay stubs and different things you got to put together. You do it in one bank. It's easy for you to do the taxes when it's time.
Yeah. 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 I think that's one thing that I think a lot of athletes, face, when they get that first paycheck or that first sum of money, they don't realize, or matter of fact, even when people hear about these multi-million dollar contracts, don't think about the tax implications,
Mm.
right? How much money you have to pay in taxes, and that kind of throws people off. They think, oh, he's making $10 million, but
Yeah,
not thinking about that 10 million we hit. I think it's like 40% or someone like that,
yeah,
that they have to pay in taxes. So it's not really what you think it is. And then being responsible enough to make sure to manage your spending to make sure everything is going in the right place. Now, do you invest at all? Have you gotten into like stock
nah,
investment?
nah, guys. My friends do it, but I can't get I can't get jiggy with it.
Yeah.
My friends does it though, but
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's for me. It just was. I just don't think. I'm just good with saving.
Okay.
Put
Okay.
something aside. Boom. I feel like that's the most simplest way for me.
I
You know?
got you. I got you. I got you. But it's different ways to make that money multiply. So
Yeah.
like, as time progresses, you maybe introduce a few more things.
Yeah. Maybe when I get older and just really sit down and listen and everything. Or if I have somebody do it for me,
Right.
that might
Right.
be a different thing. But me
Somebody
doing
that you
it,
trust.
I'm fine mess it up. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, what advice would you give to like some young people that are interested in getting involved in NIL deals?
Uh Start creating content early on, build that social media platform up on TikTok and Instagram, build an audience early on so people can know who you are, following you through your high school to college journey. So when it's time for you to get your first NIL deal, they've been watching you from high school all the way to college. So now they can interact with you more and all that. That content is gonna be a big piece of you because companies want influencers. Social media is gonna be a big thing for people that can create content.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, what's next? Matter of fact, well, what are you doing now? I guess you said you're
What I'm
about to
doing
finish graduate
now.
school.
Well, what I'm doing right now is getting ready for the NFL draft. I took a chance on myself and just entered the draft.
Okay.
Uh, as a running back. Did some things. Ran track and played football. So I got decent stats. I got great stats in track. Hopefully it comes together in my pro day. Hopefully I get my pro day soon.
Okay.
Just training right now. I got the head coach job for Matoaca track and field, so I'm doing that too. I'm going to school for grad school. I graduated in May for grad school.
Okay.
So, that's what I'm doing right now is training, work, school, uh, putting all my eggs in the basket for this draft. Hopefully I get a chance. If not, I'll wait for the UFL,
Okay.
and all that, different opportunities, NFL ain't the only way. It's different leagues out here.
True.
Take my chances. I will only go super far though, you know, give
Yeah.
myself a 4 years, maybe 3 year range, for me, before I just retire and let it up and just focus on doing what I do and just and that just helping other athletes get to the next level as well and do the right things right. Uh, you know, people always say that if you did this, you did that, you'll be at a different spot. Well,
Mhm.
you know, everything has for a reason. So,
Right.
I never regret anything I did. I made a few states growing up, doing different things I should have did differently, but it got me to where I am now. And that's just me just helping kids and just helping people do NIL and everything. The NIL gonna it's not going nowhere. So
Yeah.
the more it gets relevant, the more people gonna have to come to me or ask questions about it or just want to learn more about it and everything. So, that's what I'm here for.
That's what's up. So you say you want to do like 4 years as far as
I'm,
a
that's my timeline. Like if I never get picked up in the 4 years
Okay.
or
Okay.
chance,
Gotcha.
most people try to wait out longer, but nah, I think I got my 3 to 4 years. If I don't get an opportunity, in the CFL, NFL, or the UFL, I think it's probably telling me to, hang them up. By in 4 years, I'd be like 28. So, it's reasonable for a running back.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
True. True.
okay.
True. All right. That's what's up, man. So before we wrap up, man, anything you want to share with the people?
Uh,
Any advice for young athletes? Anything else you want to share?
just be consistent. Keep working on your craft. Keep them grades up. Grades is very important coming out of high school.
Hmm.
Uh, I learned the hard way.
Okay.
Uh, just be yourself and just have fun. You don't get a senior day in high school back. You don't get a lot of things back in high school. Enjoy the high school moments, stay out of trouble, and just like I said, be consistent.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So anybody that want to reach out to you, get more information, about about your platform and how to, build those brand partnerships. Where can they find you?
On all platforms, Rayquan Smith. That's my name, Rayquan Smith. I'm on all platforms: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook. That's all.
Okay, cool, cool. Well, thank you, Rayquan, for taking the time and
Of
sitting
course.
down and chopping it up with me and sharing your story with the audience. And thank you all for tuning in. Catch me next week with another great episode and have fun. Take care. Peace.
Thank you.
Generational wealth.